Hey everyone, welcome back and Happy New Year. We are a couple of days into 2024, first week back for us, and we have got loads and loads of cool gear streaming in already for the March auction. But before we have a look at these March consignments, please remember that we do have a timed auction on the 7th of January, so ending this Sunday. So if you're watching in the future, just ignore everything I'm saying here. Some of you may be watching this post our March auction. But our online timed auction finishes at 6 PM this Sunday, so you will not see me. It will just be a timed online finite time ending auction. Each lot will finish 30 seconds on from the next, and there's some great gear on there, 131 lots, so please have a look at the website auctions.gardinerhoulgate.co.uk, where you can have a look, register and bid. And if you get your requests in by the end of this week, close of play Friday, for condition reports, we can help you out, so do have a look at that. But today we are looking at a small collection of about 20 guitars, all come from one deceased estate, and there's some really nice pieces, mainly modern pieces, so if you're into the vintage gear, this video might not be for you, but we've got some really cool modern guitars, Gibsons and the like. So let's have a look at what we've got coming up in the next sale on the 5th of March. So to start with, that's a very nice guitar indeed. As I said, these are all high quality modern guitars mostly. So here we have a 2006 PRS 12 string. So I guess essentially it's a custom 22 kind of idea, but with 12 strings. So we've got this emerald green 10 top. As you can see, very, very flamey indeed. We've got some PRS humbuckers. These are, well, they call them the 12 string humbuckers. And then we have a Lindy Fralin single coil in the centre. So the 3 pickup there, HSH. And then there you can see on the back, there's the 10 for the 10 top. And it is a good quality guitar, original case. And yeah, I guess, what's that word everyone uses with PRS? Versatile. So it's so versatile. It's got 12 strings and extra versatile. You could even take the doubles off and it'd be a 6 string as well. So there's versatility for you. Maybe not, but yeah, generally in good condition. There's a small mark there. That looks like it should come off. But yeah, nice example. 10 top PRS 12 string. And we have another PRS from a similar period. This is 2003. And this is a PRS McCarty Hollowbody. So twin humbuckers on this one, and just the wraparound stop bar. This is also a 10 top in this sort of amber violin type finish. Really nice maple on there again. Really nice top. And there we go, the McCarty logo on the truss rod cover. And there we go, number 10 for 10 top. And that's again a good example, nice example with the case and all the tags. So there we go, 2003 PRS McCarty Hollowbody. And a nice Rickenbacker in here. This is a 2009 Rickenbacker 360 in Mapleglo. So blonde finishes tend to be the preferred option on most guitar models. I guess the most iconic for Rickenbacker is the Fireglow finish, but the natural examples still are one of the most sought after. And this is just in good condition, good 6 string. Now you can see there's barely a mark on it, a few marks here and there, but barely noticeable. And with the original case and again original papers, I believe it's even got the original purchase receipt from Merchant City Music there in the case. There we go, Rickenbacker. So we got a few nice Taylor acoustics in this collection. So there is a 2005 Taylor 614 CE 12 string electroacoustic with the Taylor expression system, and yeah, nice maple back, really nice figuring on the maple there. It's a good quality guitar. Maple will give you the bright tone, especially on Taylors. Taylors tend to be a bit brighter than I often say that Gibsons are your bassy acoustics, Taylors are your bright acoustics, and then Martins are somewhere in between. So yeah, nice bright sounding Taylor acoustic with maple back and sides. Good clean example of original case. Nice Taylor acoustic. Some fret sound hole thing has been put in there. I've never seen one of those before. Loothole.com. Yeah, it gives you the old loot look.
Not sponsored.
2004 Taylor 810CE. So this is again another one of the high-end Taylor acoustics. A sort of fairly standard model. Rosewood back and side, so a bit of a darker tonally than the maple one we've just seen. Of course, there's a 6-string rather than a 12 as well. With the Taylor Expression electric system, it's a good solid system. And yeah, again, good example with original case. And another guitar from a very similar period once again. Another Taylor, as I said, there's a few in this collection. It's a 2006 Taylor T5S. S standing for spruce, natural spruce top on this one. And this is essentially Taylor's only electric guitar model really. They did have a solid body that they made for not very long as well. But this is the most seen Taylor electric model, this Hollowbody T5 design. They do many variants. Again, they've got the expression system with the switching options as well. And yeah, again, nice clean condition. A few minor dings with the original case. I have an acoustic model, or even a maker that many of you may not have heard of. To be honest with you, until this came in, I hadn't heard of. So the surname, not entirely sure how to pronounce it, but Veillette. Let us know in the comments. You'll have to come up with some way of trying to explain the pronunciation of it. But Joe Veillette, and based in Woodstock, New York. And this is the Moonhole model, which, as you can see, quite obviously why they've called it that. So this has got a 16-inch body, and we believe this is a baritone model. It's certainly got baritone strings and tuning on there, but a good electroacoustic guitar, handmade in the US, and just an interesting concept and design. And it's a nice thing, but certainly one to look out for if you want something a little bit different. And here we have a Gretsch, Japanese-made Gretsch. This is the 6120 Hot Rod, and that's a striking guitar, isn't it? From 2004, made in Japan. Bigsby trem, Filtertron pickups, and yeah, and this nice sort of metallic green. Yeah. Greeny.
Through the camera, it's looking a bit yellow.
Yeah, greeny yellow.
Green,
but just if you're into your Gretches and you want something not of the norm, but 6120 style, there we go. There's the hot rod, and of course link to Brian Setzer, as it says on the head. So the Brian Setzer hot rod model 6120. So as you can see on the case, we're probably going to have a resonator in here. It's a Dobro, and there we go. So this is a 2000s, I believe mid 2000s, circa 2005-06 Dobro Jerry Douglas signature square neck. There we go. So one to play on your lap, resonator guitar, single cone, and again another guitar, good guitar in good condition. I believe these retailed at just over £2,000. So another high-end guitar, and if you want a decent square neck resonator, look no further with the original case. And we have a guitar here that, unfortunately, because it's a really nice guitar, we cannot sell from this collection. So it's been sent down to us, but unfortunately the owner wouldn't have realised, as most people won't, the problems with Brazilian Rosewood. So as you can see, there's an absolutely stunning Brazilian Rosewood back and sides on this guitar, made by James Eggle. And the issue is the guitar was made in around 2007, Now there's just no way we can get an A10 certificate because of when it was made, so the guitar would have had to be made pre 1992. The only reason we're showing it is just to, I guess, a bit of education with the whole Brazilian rosewood thing. So just do be careful buying modern guitars of Brazilian rosewood, even older guitars. In fact, you know, 60s guitars, you need to make sure there's A10 certificates in place to allow the legal sale, because when you come to sell it on yourself, you need to get an A10, and if you don't have the original A10 in place, you're going to have problems if you purchased it post 1992. But yeah, that is a shame. Patch of James Eggle. There's also a 12 string by the maker with the same story from this collection. So it was a 6 and a 12 string, a pair of them, both with this really nice Brazilian rosewood. But yeah, it is unfortunate we can't sell them, but just a bit of education there for those who may not be in the know about the whole subject. And the last guitar of this collection that we're featuring today is possibly one of the most commercial of the collection, but this is a 2006 Gibson ES-355 Mono. So you'll see it's mono, there's no stereo controls in here at all, and of course the 355, you've got the ebony board rather than the rosewood board that the 345 has, and of course the 345 also has the trapezoid or split parallelogram, should I say, inlays, and the 355 has the blocks on ebony, very much custom appointments. But this is a Gibson Custom Shop 355 from 2006. Few condition issues you can see here. Just be careful when you're storing your guitars on stands. You can see the nitro burn. This is what happens with cheap rubber, and it looks like the back has survived. Sometimes you can get the rubber pads sit as well, because these would have had or this would have had a nitro finish on it, and the rubber can burn in. So bit of a shame. There's probably not much you can do to rescue that other than maybe taking the lacquer back and reblasting it, but there's probably not much point. Probably do more harm than good. But apart from that, it's a good clean guitar. Nice example. 355s are always popular, and this is probably one of the most desirable guitars in this collection. But as you've seen, there's some very, very nice things. So there we go, ladies and gents. That is a small collection of guitars that's coming up on the 5th of March. Some very nice things, I think you'll all agree. Small and perfectly formed to some, certainly perfectly formed to the previous owner, unfortunately no longer with us. So yeah, there we saw a good collection, and we'll have lots more coming in the future. Very soon we're going to have the second part of the 150 guitar collection that came in. We sold a proportion of that in the December auction, and we're going to go through the rest of that collection, which will be going through this sale, and lots of effects pedals and things too. So we'll take you through that in a future video, and we've got some other announcements to come as we go through with our consignment deadlines to the auction taking place on the 5th to the 8th of March. As always, thank you for watching today. Please do remember to subscribe to our channel, like this video to let other like-minded people see this content, and of course hit the bell icon if you want to be notified of future video uploads. And of course we have things like demos that come nearer the time of the auction. And don't forget that timed auction this coming weekend, for those of you who are watching this advance, on the 7th of January. So lot 1 6 p.m, each lot 30 seconds afterwards. You won't see us on the screen, but you will see us back on the screen next week with another consignment update. But website guitarauctions.com, auctions.gardinerhoulgate.co.uk, and follow us on our socials at Guitar Auctions, and we will see you next time.